Na hát akkor nézzük, hogy a esti program a második mérkőzésén Alcaide, illetve Shane van Boening tempója közül melyik sikeredik jobban, és ki kezdheti a 9 nyertrekig tartó csatát. Elég szoros.
Igen, de hát egyértelmű volt, hogy a spanyol lökött jobb tempót. Ugye alapesetben a David Alcaide nem volt meghívott. Ugye az orosz Fedor Gorstot hívták meg, de vízum probléma miatt nem tudott jönni, aztán a vietnámi játékos is hasonló problémák miatt nem tudott megjelenni, és akkor így került ide David Alcaide. Egy korábbi kétszeres győztesről van szó egyébként. 19-ben meg 17-ben nyert David Alcaide. De már 2007-ben játszott döntőt, csak Thomas Engertől kikapott. David Alcaide azért 44 éves. Tehát itt találkoztunk sok 20 meg 30 elejei korú játékosokkal. Tehát David Alcaide nem tartozik a legfiatalabbak közé, de nagyon jó játékos a spanyol.
Extension, please.
Időt kér. ...2021-ben VB elődöntőt játszott. Ez volt a legnagyobb eredménye világbajnokságon a spanyolnak. De hát nyert a Eurotourt, EB-t, ahogy mondtam, kétszer is Whirlpool Masters-t, játszott a Moszkóniban is, és ugye ő a címvédő, párjával, Francisco Sánchez Ruizzal a 2002-es Whirlpool Masters nyerték meg, és ugye közeledik itt a sporttelevízióban a 2023-as World Cup of Pool, úgyhogy címvédőként majd jönnek a spanyolok. De most nézzük itt Davidet. És a spanyol nyeri az elsőt. És Shane van Boening is kétszeres bajnok. 2014-2015.
every tournament you won, I think, is special. Always when you play World Tour Master, not the matter is wildcard or by ranking, is pressure for us, for the player. We're trying to stay focused in all game.
Ugye örül, hogy kétszeres bajnokként, ugye itt, ahogy elmondtam, korábbi két játékosnak is a vízum problémái miatt ő lett a beugró.
És természetesen a legjobbját próbálja hozni, amennyire csak lehetséges, és hát egyelőre egyébként jól is megy a dolog. Hozta az első rekket.
The second rack. David Alcaide to break. Leading 1-0.
Egyes bent, meg a 8-as, és még a 4-es. Ez szép 3 golyó kezdésből. Az így rendben van.
Szépen rakta. Ez most jöttem. Mértani pontossága.
Extension, please.
Július 14-en, tehát nyár közepén lesz 40 Shane Boening. 2005 óta profi, 18 éve.
Ajj! Hát igen, csak ezzel most csinál egy állást. Majd, hát nem. Nehéz, mert ugye vissza tud jönni a fehér, és akkor ott középre el is megy.
Mindjárt meglátjuk, mit lök. Lehet, hogy el tudja úgy találni, hogy nem esik be. Csücsök. Csücsökről visszapattanhat a játéktérre a fehér. Na nézzük, hogy így van-e. Így van bizony.
Szép.
Így lett jó, hogy egy picit hozzáért a zöldhöz. Elnézést kért. De így most a zöld nem lökhető be a 9-estől a bal alsóba. Mert itt, ahogy nézzük a felülnézeti képet, így láttuk, hogy a zöld az jó volt, de most már nem jó. Á, de nagy mellé. Na de a 9-es?
Bet is van!
Hát ekkora malacot, te jó ég. Fő!
2-0.
Hát kérünk szépen egy ismétlést.
Az be akart esni. A cikám, azt attól félek, hogy ő
Hát na nézd meg, hát ilyen malacot.
visszahúzza a zöld. Nem itt tervezte, kizárt dolognak tartom.
Ez az
Már nem mondom, hogy
évtized mák lökés, hát azt be akartod a bal felsőbe lökni a zöldet. Fú.
The third rack. David Alcaide at the break. Leading by 2 racks to 0. Push out called.
Push outot mond a kék miatt. Hát ez a 9-es, ez hihetetlen. Na ez lett a push out. Megnézi Shane. Ez jó így. Az jó. Az első 4 kiemeltből 3 kiesett. Egyedül Boening, mint 3-as számú kiemelt van talpon. Ugye a címvédő Filler, mint 1-es számú kiemelt, Sánchez Ruiz, mint a világranglista vezető. Most említettem, ugye ők kiestek, Shane még itt van, és Albino sem volt a 4-es számú kiemelt, őt meg Eklent kacsi verte ki. Hát szépen hullanak a kiemeltek, plusz ugye kiesett még Jason Shaw, aki 6-os számú kiemelt, Mario He az 5-ös számú kiemelt, tehát az első 6 kiemeltből Mario He, és még ugye itt van Shane, aki játszik. ez komoly, a 6 kiemeltből az első körben 4 már elvégzett. Egy kedven üldögél, egyelőre Shane. Fehér, a fehér, a fehér, és beesik. Na, milyen fordulópont lehet ez? Kézből jön az amerikai. Az a kis kocz a 9-esen. Irányba állította, de nem fékezett rajta annyit, hogy megálljon a lyuk előtt. És akkor megvan a szépítés. Túl vagyunk az első 3 rekken, kicsit reklámozunk, és jön az összefoglaló folytatása.
4. Trailing 2-1. Foul stroke. Boening.
Made the 1 ball. But as we've all seen, the cue ball's been kicked in the bottom left corner.
Please start it.
Bad news for Shane. He would have been very happy sat in the break.
Yeah, that's our first look at his break today, and we were talking earlier on, really bigging up his abilities from the break. And he starts the evening in that department with a scratch. Ooh, that'll focus the mind a little. Never really looked like it was going to stay out, but did its best. Spoke earlier about his role in Spain's first World Cup of Pool win in this venue last year. It's been confirmed that he will defend the title along with Francisco Sanchez Ruiz in Lugo, in their home country, end of next month. Don't think there was ever any doubt about that. But of course, as hosts, Spain get to put in a B team, and a few years ago, they might not really have been capable of fielding 2 strong sides. Well, they are now. Jonas Suto Camino and Jose Alberto Delgado, both of whom have shown form in some of the big events in recent times, will make up the B team. So Shane van Boning's first break of the tournament was a scratch.
Extension called.
And barring something extraordinary here, that's going to be his only visit to the table in this fourth rack. Oh, and we've seen something extraordinary. What happened there, Carl?
Well, you know, when you said it, Michael, I thought, well, he's not quite come far enough round for this 9. I didn't expect him to miss it, but that was a lot thinner than the camera angle told us. And 2 big glaring errors there from Alcaide.
Absolutely. You are right, it wasn't ideal in the sense of how he would have liked to be on the 9, but when you look at it from there, you would still expect him to get that every time. What a let-off for Van Boening.
Sometimes over the years we've seen these still slide in, and it tried, didn't it? It still tried, but I mean, listen, they should never fall.
No, absolutely, the pocket and gravity doing their job there. Van Boening once again is straight up to the table. Can't wait to unleash that powerful break. So he was 2-0 down. And already he's back level.
Well, 2 unbelievable errors from David.
Could have been 4-0 so easily.
Yeah, very easily.
The 5th rack. Shane van Boening the break. 2 racks each.
Don't forget the fluke he's had as well, Michael. Yeah. This has been an amazing start, really.
Yeah, the 6-9 fluke combo with which he won the second rack. 2-2.
Well, he's hooked on the blue 2. That is the lowest ball on the table. If this was straight, he may be tempted to just play the jump shot straight away, but if there's a bit of an angle and he's coming away from the 3 ball, the next ball after the blue 2, he may not bother. Well, he's straight down kicking at this. Well, that was expertly played, that really was. He's played it that way. Whether he's left a gap or not, he was trying to get the 2 up there and use all these balls down the bottom to hopefully get some sort of block. And there you go.
Extension called.
Got to be careful. He may scratch in the top right corner. No, is it full enough? Does this pass the purple 5? I think it does. Also, Shane's got to be careful. Just that left side pocket, if there's a natural angle to scratch, so he may have to, well, he's looking there, so he can obviously go forward with a cue ball. That's okay. Still got a bit of work to do here, though, because he's got to get from the 3 up to the pink 4 after this shot. There you see there's a gap, so this goes.
Extension, please.
Shane will know this is a big rack as well, because he knows what David's done so far in this match. Okay, we've built this match up to be the match of the round, Michael. It's not really delivered yet, has it?
No, absolutely not. Fascinating and eventful, though, in its own way. Even for players of this level of experience, when a match gets built up like that, sometimes that can make it harder to deliver.
don't think he'll be tempted with this pot. Such an easy hook in behind the 3 ball, the 3. Gotta make sure ball hits the rail. Yep, the purple 5 did. I think he's going into the rail first to hit the top side of the 2. Don't know if he played that or not. I don't know if he was playing safe.
I'll get a clearer idea from here.
Yeah, a bit more pace. That 2 ball would have actually fell in the pocket. Yeah, David's feeling it out there. He was playing for the red 3 in the bottom right corner. So you can see how much pace he's not hit that ball, has he? So he does have a shot in the side though. But he wasn't playing this. Could maybe still go in the corner. It's a thin one. He's already missed the thin one. It was a 9 ball. Lost the cue ball again though, hasn't he? He's obviously put everything into the pot there because of the previous miss. Not going for the pot. It was too thin. Trying to get the cue ball behind the 8. And that is a good job. Well done. Especially if he's touching. How do you hit this? He's going to have to go off the bottom rail. He's going to have to go 3 rails and try and hit the 4 from behind. Maybe 2 rails and try and cut the pink 4 in the pocket. All because the cue ball's touching. He's took out the left side rail. Now there is a possible scratch on here for Shane as well. In that top left pocket. Obviously he's going to just try and hit this ball and hope it's his day. You could see off the back rail how it goes near that corner. At least he's made a good hit. He's making David play a shot. Phenomenal amount of body movement there from David. He's just, you can see he's going through the motions here because he's made a few glaring errors. It starts to build up on you. Yeah, well, you pointed it out a few shots ago when he was well short of pace. Obviously, the outcome of the shot bore out what you were saying, but you could even see it in his execution and the body movement and just not comfortable and getting the cue through the ball. That's better, though. Well, you say that. Cue ball's near the rail, Michael. Yeah, I think I spoke about half a second too soon there. Good news is if he pots this ball, it will give him that little bit of feel-good factor. I'm surprised he's not just rolling it in, but anyway, decided to jack up. Yeah, well done. You can see he's fighting for everything here, can't you? Well, the way this rack has gone, whoever lost it was going to have some regrets. Those regrets will not belong to David Alcaide. He's going to regain the lead. At 3 racks to 2. More head shaking, soul searching from Van Boening. So I've said both of these players, multiple winners of this title.
There's 6 players who've won it on more than one occasion. Ralph Souke way out in front with 6 titles. And there you can see there was a period where these two between them won it 4 times out of 5. Van Boning's wins the last 2 times the event was actually staged in this country, in 2014 and 15, the only time in the event's 30-year history that anyone has gone back-to-back. David Alcaide with his wins in 2017 and 19. Niels Feijen in between, another multiple winner of the title. Alexander Kazakis, who we saw go out earlier this evening, was the champion in 2021. And Joshua Filler, who went out last night, came here as the defending champion. But we'll have to wait at least another year if he is to become the next multiple winner of the title.
David Alcaide at the break. He's leading the match by 3 racks to 2.
Now, can David Alcaide settle down? He is leading the match. Could and probably should be further in front, though. 3-2.
That's a good break, isn't it? It really is. No, it's not a good result, but it was a good break. Meaning he made the one in the side.
What would you be doing here, Carl?
Put me on the spot, Michael, why don't you?
I just did.
Yeah, it's tricky, really, because obviously you're back at the table, the 2's near the corner pocket. Obviously you can't leave any real piece of the ball. So he's just going to kick this, David, get it back down table, leave distance. Does have a chance of putting it in the right centre if he goes off the 2 rails. He's not playing that exactly, but he knows in the back of his mind it may go in. Wouldn't want it to hit one of the points though and stay around that area. The idea is he hits this 2 ball really full. Cue ball stays there, and then the distance. Yeah, you see how he didn't hit it full? So he's going to stay around middle of the table. He's going to leave a shot for Shane. Never an easy situation, that. It can sometimes make you look a bit foolish, but it's very fine margins. Have a look at the overhead here where the cue ball hits the 2. Just not quite full enough. Using the 5 as a holder, he's missed the pot.
By some distance as well. He's gone through the full range of emotions and facial expressions already in this match. And that one was somewhere between concern, confusion. Well, what's going on here, Carl?
Yeah, I promise you, people watching, they have actually won this tournament 2 times each. We're not joking.
But it becomes contagious, doesn't it, when one player starts missing unexpected balls? It can put doubt in the other one's head.
Yeah, and because obviously it's not like one person's done it and the other one's playing great. What's happening here is they're both struggling with the back arm, aren't they?
Also, these guys are used to tournaments where they're playing match after match after match and you're straight into the action and you stay in it for as long as you're in the tournament. Whereas in this format, where it's just one table, they've both been waiting around for quite a while to play. Been here a few days already. I know Alcaide's been in the arena watching a lot of matches, and it gives it all time to build up the importance of it all in their heads, and perhaps that's a factor.
Yeah, and the fact that they've played a lot of matches against each other, not just in this tournament, but in other tournaments, even in Mosconi Cup matches they've played each other. So there's obviously the respect is there, and obviously David wasn't in the event. Shane was supposed to play Fedor, then he was supposed to play Dong Quoc Hong from Vietnam, and then he's faced with a two-time champion, Alcaide. So it's all been a bit bizarre for the players.
Yeah, issues to do with travel and visa prompting all the chopping and changing. It did leave us with a match that we thought was going to be an absolute classic from the start. Not how it's going at the moment, but it's fascinating to watch. Mistakes aplenty on both sides. But what it all adds up to so far is that they're level at 3 apiece.
Shane van Boening to break. 3 wrecks each.
Ordinarily, when you're struggling like this, you think, well, I'm going to have to play better if I'm to have any chance of winning the match. But when they're both at it, maybe it won't be like that.
Yeah, so it's another chance for David here. Dry break.
During the little intermission we had there, Van Boening actually came over to near our commentary area and had a little chat with his good friend Jeremy Jones. Jeremy, of course, was a great wingman for him on the way to the world title last year. That Italian restaurant just across from the hotel in Milton Keynes became something of a campaign headquarters for them as they would meet between matches to discuss how it was all going. So no surprise that Van Boening would seek JJ's counsel as he did there between racks. We'll find out if it makes any difference. Certainly no better man to have in your corner.
Extension called.
Alcaide's own support network out in force though. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz is in the arena watching, just hours after his own surprise elimination from the tournament.
Another positional error. He's not got on the pink 4 how he wanted. At the minute, it's just error after error. Now, will he be patient and play the safe, or will he take a risky bank on, I believe, the safety shot? He's definitely the shot. Use the 5 and the 9 ball as a blocker. No, he's not hit this good either as well.
When it gets like this, Carl, do you stop thinking about trying to play better, or do you just accept that it's this sort of match and you've just got to knuckle down and scrap for every ball and find a way through to the next round?
Yeah, it's just so difficult because you sat in your chair wondering what you've done. How is this match 3-3? And it's just so hard to erase it. You can physically see it on the players' faces, can't you? Tough shot coming up though for Shane. It's not easy to get safe. And you could see the idea. It was always going to be difficult to get the cue ball in behind the 7, but he knew that purple 5 was a big ball. Now it's David's turn to try and use the 5. Did he get there, or has he left a little edge? Yeah, there's definitely an edge there for Shane.
Foul. Ball in net.
Well, that's not SVB's greatest highlight reel shot, is it?
No, Oh, that makes you look very foolish,
Please
doesn't
start
it?
the clock.
Straight in the pocket. That is unreal.
It's like he just can't get his head clear and is thinking straight. I mean, what was that shot?
Just trying to hit it a bit thinner before the middle and just get the distance, get the 4-ball on the back rail.
But so far away from doing that.
Yeah, he's not getting any younger. Maybe the old eyes are starting to give up.
Well, he'll reach his 40s later in the summer. You got to that landmark last year, Carl, so you would know.
Steady on, Michael, steady on. He's not happy with this. Look where he's left the cue ball. He's left it pretty much straight. Anywhere but straight. The only ball you ever want to be straight on is the 9-ball. Now he's got a bit of work to do here. Yeah, is it that good though? That is a very, very good shot to get the cue ball there. Maybe that will just wake David up a little bit. Couldn't put the cue ball any better.
So Shane Van Boening still has not led in this match. David Alcaide hits the front once more at 4-3.
It's just a habit, isn't it?
He's having a word with the referee, Marcel Eckhart, about something. It's hard to tell, though, whether they're just having a laugh about something or was he raising a concern. Anyway, I'm sure we'll find out if it was the latter. David Alcaide, as we've said, has been around a long time, 44 years of age. Two-time winner of this event. It's been his favourite tournament. He's got a very good Mosconi Cup record as well, though. He's played in it 4 times. First of them was all the way back in 2006 and never been on the losing side. Was one tied match. But all his other times, Europe have ended up winning the Mosconi. First Spanish player ever to be part of the European team, and was the only one until his great mate FSR joined him at the back end of last year.
David Alcaide is leading the match by 4 racks to 3.
Do you think the only way we're going to see someone get any rhythm going here is if they can manage to force themselves 2 or 3 racks in front, and that'll free up the...
No. Alcaide kezdi. 4-3-ról.
Igen, ez egy összefoglaló, hangsúlyozom. Ugye 2-1 volt a spanyolnak. Lejátszottak 4 rekket, de továbbra is megmaradt a spanyol 1 rekkes előnye. Ott az 1-es, jól állnak a golyók, ez sima ügy. Kezd és befejez.
Ez nagy különbség. Ez nagyon nagy különbség. Annak ellenére, hogy csak 4-3, tehát csak egy különbség.
Hát igen, de egy kombinációnál vagy egy 9-es kezdésnél ugye a golyók az asztalon maradnak.
Extension, please.
Időt kér. 2-0-nál vezetett 2 rekkel David Alcaide. Most vezethet ismét 2 rekkel. Most 5-3.
David Alcaide against the rack.
Második a világranglistán.
Number 2 in the world at the moment, was overtaken at the US Open last year by Francisco Sanchez-Ruiz, who stayed on top since and now has a massive lead, having added all those points for winning the World Championship. 39, as we've said, will be 40 in July.
The 9th rack, David Alcaide to break, leading by 5 racks to 3.
And now, just a glimmer of hope with the fact that he's gone a couple of racks clear and the way he dealt with the last rack so efficiently, that Alcaide can start to take a firm grip here.
9 ball is moving. Cue ball got kicked near the corner. No shot. So Shane will know this. The blue 2 is the ball he's on.
Now you can see in the background the faces of the 16 players up on those big banners. Looks fantastic, and as each of them is eliminated, the light in front of them turns red. Some very big names right there. Images lit up in that colour already in this tournament.
Yeah, what he's doing here is he's leaving the cue ball on the bottom rail. Because, you know, David knows if Shane just pots the ball, how does he get the cue ball back for the 3? Looks almost impossible.
David, please play again.
Gives it back. What has David got in mind here? He certainly won't be going for the pot. He won't be going for the pot and trying to get on the 3. Safety shot didn't look obvious as well. Maybe he could just push the 2 over towards the 9 area. Roll the cue ball towards the 7. Didn't seem to offer loads. Sort of weird to a degree, I think, unless he's left a cross bank for Shane. Got to get the cue ball out of the way so you don't double hit.
Extension, please.
And he's got to stay on the 3 ball. This is a nasty little shot. Yeah, he's played the double hit, hasn't he? Couldn't get it out of the way.
Not the worst result, though.
Well, it wasn't even close, was it? So I think David's got a nice shot. I think he can play the bank into the middle and keep the cue ball on the bottom rail and use the pink 4 as a blocker.
Yeah, looking at it from the overhead angle there, it looked much better for him. And the shot was on.
Yeah, just look at where the 2 goes here. It looks like it was going to go in. It's both points. Yeah, it was way too wide on the point, but you always knew that 4 was a big ball. SVB is going airborne, trying to pop this in the side and try and get that cue ball moving up through the gap between the 5-9. Is the 7 ball going to be his friend? Got the height to get the cue ball bobbing.
The points of that side pocket taking a hammering from both players in the last few moments. But the 2 stubbornly remaining on the table.
Now, is David going to attempt the cross bank? Cue ball looks like it's going to get in the way for him. The safety game's on point in this match. The rest of it might be a bit worrying, but at least he's playing some good safeties. SVB is in all kinds of trouble here. Just trying to play a hit off the 1 rail. Watch the cue ball swerve a little bit towards the 2. He's good at hitting the ball, Shane. Have you noticed? He always makes contact, doesn't he? It's very rare he gives you the ball in hand. And what that means is, yeah, he didn't play to leave the 2 balls there, but because he's hitting it, he's just hoping that he leaves David some sort of shot to play, and that's what's happened here. This one has gone wrong. Don't know where he was going with the cue ball. At first I thought he was trying to get beyond the brown 7, but who knows? Answers on a postcard. Shane's going to try and get the cue ball behind the 6 ball. Oh, nicely done. There's a 2-9 combo waiting in the wings if Alcaide misses this 2. So this is a must hit, Michael.
Yeah, good spot. We've got to update that expression, by the way. Answers on a postcard. I mean, who sends postcards nowadays? Text us your answers, something like that, maybe?
Foul stroke.
Well, he has give ball in hand up, but he's moved all the balls, so there's no combo left.
Please start the clock.
Might that have been in his thinking in the way he played the shot?
Yeah, possibly. He would have known he'd like to move something, and then at least Shane's got to run the table. As long as Shane gets on the 3 ball first shot, all the balls are sat nicely. So it's about this shot for Shane. Doing a nice job there. That was a very underrated shot he played there. This was the old purpose, Michael, of moving the event back down to 16 players, extend the races a little bit. So the opening 2 rounds were raced to 9, then the semis are raced to 11, then the final will be 13. And this is the reason why, because Shane's still got time to claw his way back in this match.
Yeah, we've seen it time and time again already in this tournament. You've the opportunity to have 3 or 4 maybe distinct phases of the match, and a real narrative can develop, and then a whole different narrative can replace it. I think it's been excellent. I think it's already felt like one of the biggest titles in the game, right up there with the World Championship and the US Open. But the fact that the match distances are now comparable to those events only enhances that sense. Whoever's lifting the trophy on Saturday night will probably be the most hard-won World Masters title there's ever been.
Slightly bigger bounce would have been ideal, but he's still okay. Play this into the rail. Yeah, there you see, that's the way he's played it. He knows the pocket will swallow the ball up.
We're just starting to see the standards perhaps creeping up a touch. Shane van Boening clinging on here. He's back to 1 behind. Alcaide leads 5-4. So much coming up over the summer months. We've got a couple of events in Spain back-to-back, the Spanish Open and the World Cup of Pool. We've got the UK Open as well in a few weeks' time in London, and junior events running alongside those big tournaments as well. European Open back to Fulda, which was such a success in its inaugural staging last year. That'll be in August, and it all leads towards the US Open in Atlantic City. FSR defending there over the last 6 days of September. The Asian Open to follow that, and of course all roads as ever lead to the Mosconi Cup starting 6th of December at Alexandra Palace.
Trailing 5-4.
Ugrottunk az időben. Följött Shane 5-4-re és kezdett.
Van folytatás.
Nincsenek problémás golyók. Nem könnyű nyesés az a 4-es.
Hát ebből 5 lesz.
És akkor megvan az egyenlítés.
Prospects.
When you play the Whirlpool Masters, you're already going to play against the top pool players from all over the world. Not really surprising to see, you know, the best pool players losing the first round. You know, that's pool. You can never play perfect. Things can go wrong in the game, and there's a lot of luck in the game, so anybody can win or lose. David won the Whirlpool Masters before, twice. He's a very strong player, so I just need to get up there and play my game and try to not make any mistakes, take advantage of his mistakes if he has any. I've always wanted to win the Whirlpool Masters, and I'm just happy to win two. Gonna try to get number 3.
Well, the more recent objective was to get to number 5 in terms of racks won in this match, and having done that, he now breaks with a chance to go in front for the first time.
The 11th rack.
He was one of the favourites.
Shane from Boening to break.
By the time he actually entered the fray, he was the favourite for the tournament, with so many big names and so many of the guys who've been sharing around these big titles over the last few years already making their exits.
So he's found the range of the one ball into the side pocket this time. This morning, Michael, me and JJ was on the table having a go. Not one of us made it once. Obviously it's a timing thing and you've got to put the hours in. But once these players have figured it out and they've dialed in, they're going to make the one obviously more consistent than not. And we all knew this when this break rule was brought in. But the reason why it's been brought in is so you can't really control the cue ball and keep setting the cue ball up in the centre of the table, which gives you a shot all around the table. So it's to add a bit of variety, and we've seen it there where Shane had to go for the bank shot. Yep, we've seen a few 9-ball balls go in the opening 2 days because it's coming off the side rail and kicking the 9 in the pocket. Obviously as a former player, I don't like the golden break. And why would I? I like it when I made one, don't get me wrong.
Extension called.
But it's horrible when you're on the other side of one. Well, another shot to mark down as a bad one because he was trying to bank the 2 up table and leave the cue ball behind the 9, but that looked quite tight. Almost didn't look on. Can Shane play a carom and pop the purple 5 with the cue ball? If the bank's on, he may play the bank as well. So it's the bank shot. Oh, beautiful. Look at the cue ball. What a shot he played there. What a shot he's played there. That's the shot of the match so far for SVB.
Yeah, without a doubt, and he had the break and run in the last rack. Now he's pulled out this shot here. Absolute perfection, and moments like that are what you need to shake you out of the sort of rut that SVB found himself in for so much of this match.
Yeah, SVB's not scared to go for the shots. He always plays the correct game. He plays the attacking version of 9-ball. The game, you know, the legend Earl Strickland brought to the screens many, many moons ago. The legend, Earl the Pearl.
It was fantastic having Earl at the Premier League event in Leicester just a couple of months ago. Never stopped talking the entire week, and I include while he was playing in that. But just wonderful to hear his stories and his thoughts.
I think it was never stop moaning. I don't know about talking.
Yeah, well, that's true. But you got to talk to moan.
Doesn't want to be straight. That would be the worst case scenario. You can see he's got a bit of an angle, but what he'll do here is he'll play it into the rail, and that will create more angle just to get the cue ball out more into the middle of the table.
For so much of this match, neither player could establish any real momentum. Well, I think winning 3 racks in a row counts as momentum. And by doing that, Shane van Boening has gone ahead for the very first time in this match as 6-5. So it feels like a different match now, Carl. We're seeing still some mistakes, but much higher standard than earlier on, and the tension, for whatever reason, seems to have lifted a bit for SVB in particular.
Yeah, maybe Shane knows that he could have been down bigger than he was, so obviously, you know, he wasn't breaking too clever early on. He seems to have figured that out a bit more, and it can be a funny game, pool, can't it? You know, it's all about chance, and what he did there, which was great, is he decided to go full-blooded for the bank shot, made it in the heart of the pocket, got wonderful position for the 3, and now he's going to be feeling good. And he's got the break.
Yeah, this is the shot you were talking about. You called it the shot of the match so far from him, and how could anyone disagree with that? Big moment for him. Stepping it up as the winning line starts to appear on the horizon. He needs 3 more racks to set up a quarter-final tomorrow against Ko Pin-Yi.
Yeah, early on in that rack, we was having a little chat about the break. I just want to allude to it again, because now David knows things can happen on the break. Both players know this. We know this because we're watching it. Can he make the 9? Does he scratch? Does he make the 1? There's a lot of variations now with this break. Some people like it, some don't, but the players, they picked it. Hit them good, hit them very good, didn't he?
One thing I have noticed, Carl, and you would be in a much better position to comment on it, there seem to be a lot less than normal instances so far in this tournament of multiple balls going down off the break. I don't know if you feel that, and if you do, why you think something like that might happen.
I think because this table is the same table as the Mosconi Cup. It's dead 4 inches from point to point. I think some of the open events still have been a little bigger than 4 inches. So I think off the break, you're getting a few more balls slide in when maybe they shouldn't. Obviously on here, they're probably not doing that.
Yeah, simple explanation. Probably the right one.
But what I've noticed is so far in all these opening round matches, Shane, Katja, there was another player who seemed to be breaking at their maximum pace, Mario. And I think there's two ways of breaking. It's full speed, as you know, as hard as you can hit them, or it's a little bit softer and draw the cue ball more. I think the power break, I think in the long run, I just believe that is, you're going to get more from it. And a lot of the pool fans around the world, they rate Shane as the best breaker pool's ever seen, and I think when he's breaking at full pelt, you wouldn't go far wrong copying him.
And when his breaking's been at its best over the last couple of years, I certainly would have observed that it's not there right from the start. It's a few matches in that he starts to produce his very best breaking. So if he can get through this match, as looks increasingly likely, the best may very much be still to come in that department. When Alcaide led 5-3, we were talking about the prospect of him establishing some daylight and that perhaps freeing him up to play his best stuff. Well, it's gone entirely the other way, and since then, it's going to be 4 in a row for the American.
Yeah, he had to play that ball hard because he didn't leave himself enough angle to just stun the ball in and let the cue ball naturally float over. He was a little bit straight.
Well, this is so much more like it from Van Boening. Can Alcaide do anything to turn it round? Will he get a chance? Van Boening is really stepping things up here, and he's 2 away from a place in the quarter-finals of the World Masters. How it's all turned around for the legend in your picture over the last 20-25 minutes or so. Shane Van Boening was 5-3 down to David Alcaide. He's won 4 in a row since then, 2 of them with break-and runs.
Again, made the 1 ball on the break, and this is what he's faced with. Not easy. It's a big shot to take on, but I think he will do. Oh, that was nice. That was nice, Michael. He stepped it up here, hasn't he?
I was just thinking, would he have taken that on half an hour ago? Brings up the half-century of balls potted. Still a few behind, despite leading the match. In fact, he could go 8-5 up here, and if he pots his last 5 balls to do that, they'll be dead level in that statistic. It's not about how many you pot, is it, Carl? It's about which ones you pot and when you pot them.
Yeah, and there's a couple of shots that stand out, isn't there, Michael? What Shane has played that's going to look like helping him get over the line. Just got to get one more shot right here. Just because of where the 9 ball is. Anything long could cause issues. So much so he's under it this. I don't know if he can roll this in and hold for the 9. He was so scared of landing on that back rail and hooking himself behind the 9. He's under it this. This is a big shot if he's got to get the cue ball up and down for this 9. think knowing Shane, he may just try and roll it in and leave another thin 9 ball. And he's going up and down. Oh, he's done well. Another good shot. Them shots, they're so underrated. They really are. They're not easy to pop the ball and find that line up and back down.
This one still needs potting. Should be okay. Now, that was a little bit of a tester, but he's passing all the tests at the moment. That's now 5 on the bounce and 3 break and runs in the last 4 racks for Shane van Boening. He's taken a firm command of this, still shaking his head, but no reason to. Normal service has been resumed.
Yeah, 5-3 down, right, Michael?
Yeah, 5 on the bounce now. Well, we have to remind ourselves how much he was struggling with his game early on in the match. They both were. And something has clicked for him. And he will go into the quarterfinals if he can win just one more rack as the definite favourite to win this tournament. This was the shot on the 8. Even playing it as well as he did, he still had a little bit of work to do on the 9, but the way this is going over the last few racks, it would have been a big surprise if he'd missed it. He even brings the focus, as you can see there, when he's just watching the balls. And this was the 9 with which he took himself to the hill.
The 14th rack. Shane van Boening is breaking
on the breaking rack.
Na, és akkor itt egy kicsit megint ugrunk az időben, mert hogy látható már 8-5 Shane van Boeningnek, ami azt jelenti, hogy egy rekre van a továbbjutástól.
Viszont most beesett 3 golyó.
És
nincs igazából állás. Beesett az 1-es.
Nem, vagy a 4-es is, ha jól... Nem,
de a 4-es.
A 4-es, igen, a 3-as az fönt marad, és mi ment még el? Valami még elment. 1-es.
6-os, zöld.
És a 2-es ott marad, csak a 3-as takarja.
Ritkán esik be 3 golyó kezdésből.
Extension called.
Ez a mostani 3 golyós beesés ma már 4-szer fordul elő. Tehát még azt sem mondhatjuk, hogy meccsenként 1, mert ez az 5. meccs a mai napon, a második versenynap. Az a fehér éppen, hogy csak fönnmaradt.
Extension, please.
Ez így jó. Bennmaradt. A 8-as mögött a 2-es. besűríti a golyókat, egész kis területen ez a 6 golyó. Az befér az 5-östől a bal alsóba. A 2-es. És az gyönyörű. Se oda, se visszafelé nem ért hozzá, még véletlenül sem a fehér a piros 3-ashoz. Nézzük meg itt az ismétlés. Elmegy mellette, kicsit balra forog, és az pont elég ahhoz, hogy visszafelé vet is. A 3-as fölött jöjjön el. Oh. Éppen megvan még belökhetően. Zárkózik 8-6-ra.
David Alcaide.
Van-e még annyi lendület a spanyolban, hogy nyerje 3-ból 3 rekket? És azzal a meccs is meg lenne. Érdekes különben, amikor másodszor megnyerte 2019-ben a Whirlpool Masters, a 21-es meg a 22-es Whirlpool Masters-en indult, és mind a két versenyen rögtön elsőkörös vereség. ...2021-ben Skyler Woodward verte 7-3-ra. Tavaly 2022-ben pedig
Thank you, the 15th rack.
a tajvani Kopinyi 7-3-ra, aki pont ennek a meccsnek a győztesére vár. Tehát 8-6, és a spanyol kezd. És nem esik golyó. Ilyet. Kezd egy dry breaket.
Amikor talán a legfontosabb lenne, hogy ne jöjjön. És ott marad az 1-es is.
Teljesen nyitott az asztal. Jótékony koc, így teljesen ideális a 2-es. Nehezen indult a meccs Shane Van Boeningnek. Itt a mérkőzés második felében már jobb lett a játéka, és inkább a spanyol hibázgatott többet.
Yeah, no problem.
Eljön. Hát 2 golyó. Ez sima ügy. És itt a vége. 9-6. Kicsit gyengébb kezdés, vagy egy kicsit reménytelennek tűnő kezdés után azért Shane Van Boening hozza a kötelezőt, és legyőzi Alcaide, és így tovább jut. Az esti programból tehát Mario He és az amerikai megy tovább. És akkor folytatjuk majd holnap, délután 1 órától ismét.
Negyed döntőkkel.
Whirlpool Masters, és már a negyed döntők következnek. Laci, köszönöm szépen. A kedves nézőknek pedig a figyelmet, még ezen a késői órán is, akik kitartottak, jó pihenést, jó éjszakát, vagy ha még fenn maradnak, akkor kellemes sport televíziózást kívánunk. Holnap találkozunk, viszontlátásra.
Viszont hallásra.